In this video, we're going to take a look at how pressure varies with depth. So here I have some water in a cup, and the weight of this water is exerting a force on the bottom of this cup. And there is an area, a certain amount of area there, and that force divided by area is what we call pressure. So the question is, how does pressure vary with depth? So I'm going to start off with this cylinder. And imagine the cylinder is filled with water up to a certain height. Let's say it's filled up to this height right here. So it's got this amount of height of water, and it's got a certain amount of area, and it's in the base, and it's got a certain amount of weight to this water, which is weight is equal to mg. So I would like to derive an equation that relates the pressure and the height of this water. So we know that pressure by definition is the force divided by the area. And we also know that the force here is caused by the weight of the water in this case, so which is mg divided by A. And we also know that density by definition is mass divided by volume. So we're going to do some substitution here. So m is equal to, multiply v on both sides, rho times the volume. So I'm going to plug that in. Go ahead and plug this in here. So rho Vg divided by the area. Okay. So next, I also know that the volume for a cylinder, to find the volume of a cylinder, is the base area times the height. So base area times the height. And if I plug that in there, I get that the pressure is equal to rho, and then V is AH, so AHG over A. Okay, you'll see that the A's will cancel out, and that leaves us with rho GH divided by, and then A's are canceled out, right? So we have just rho GH. Keep that. Okay. All right. So that's our equation here for pressure. So pressure is the density of the fluid times G, which is 9.8, times H. And so this is the pressure due to weight of the fluid, in this case water. Okay. However, that's not the absolute pressure, because even above this water is air. And air also has weight. And air is also exerting a force. There's also a pressure due to that air above that water. So we also need to, we can also take that into consideration. In fact, we have a name for the pressure due to the air above us, and that's called the atmospheric pressure. And this is the pressure at sea level. So atmosphere is the pressure at sea level. And 1 atmosphere is equal to 1.013 times 10 to the 5th Pascal. Remember, Pascal is a Newton per meter squared. This means Newton per meter squared. And so to illustrate this idea, let's say that we were outside, and let's say we mark out a meter, an area of 1 meter squared. Okay, so 1 meter squared right here. The area above, okay, if we were close to sea level here, that area above, the air above that, would have a weight of 1.013 times 10 to the 5th newtons. So the force from this weight on this square meter is 1.013 times 10 to the 5th newtons per meter squared. And that's what we mean by this 1.013 times 10 to the 5th pascals. That's what that means. All right. So now let's imagine that we were at the near the ocean, on the beach or by the ocean, and here's some water. Okay. And we want to find out what is the pressure at this location. Mark this out here at this location. What is the pressure there? Okay. Now you might say, well, it's just rho GH. It's just this equation right there. But the problem is that would only tell you the pressure due to the water above. But it wouldn't tell you the absolute pressure which includes the air that's above this location. All right. So to give you the full equation, it's going to be P equals P naught plus rho GH. Let me go through each part. So this gives you the absolute pressure. So not only does it gives you the pressure due to the water above this point, but also the air above. This gives you the pressure at the surface, that P naught. So in this case, it would be atmospheric pressure, if you're at sea level there. And then rho GH, this would give you what's called the gauge pressure. Gives you the gauge pressure. And that is the pressure, due to the weight of the water above. So due to weight of water above. So it's telling you what the pressure here is due to this water right here. We can also think of it as the relative to the absolute pressure. So it's relative to the absolute pressure. So even if this height, let's say if you were at the surface. So if you use this to calculate this, you would get 0. But even here, you still have pressure because there's air above it that's exerting pressure at that location. Now let's work through some problems. All right, our first question. A swimming pool is filled with water to a depth of 3 meters. The atmospheric pressure at the surface is 1.013 times 10 to the 5th pascals. What is the absolute pressure at the bottom of the pool? Assume the density of water is 1,000 kilograms per meter cubed. All right, so we're going to solve for the absolute pressure. So P equals P naught plus rho GH. So we're taking in consideration not just the water, but also the air above the water as well. All right, so the atmospheric pressure is 1.013 times 10 to the 5th plus, and then the density of water, they told us, is 1,000. G is 9.8. The height is 3. All right, if we multiply, we're going to multiply these first and then add them. We get 1.307 times 10 to the 5th pascals. All right, question 2. A diver is 15 meters underwater in a lake. If the density of the water is 1,000 kilograms per cubic meter and atmospheric pressure is 1.013 times 10 to the 5th pascals, what is the gauge pressure experienced by the diver? So now we're only looking at the pressure due to the weight of the water above. And so we're just going to use rho GH. Okay, so the density, they told us, is 1,000. G is 9.8. And H is 15. All right, if we multiply that together, we get 1.47 times 10 to the 5th pascals. All right, so this does not take into account the air above the water. This is just looking at the pressure due to the water above this location. All right, question 3. An oil of density 850 kilograms per cubic meter is poured over water in a container. The water is 0.5 meters deep, and an oil layer is 0.3 meters thick. Okay, so now we have two different types of fluids. We have water, we have oil. What is the total pressure at the bottom of the container? So to find the total pressure, we're just going to add, we're gonna add both of the pressures due to both of the fluids. And we're looking for the absolute pressure. So we're going to include P naught plus, and then we're going to do rho GH for the water plus the rho GH for the oil. All right, the atmospheric pressure is 1.013 times 10 to the 5 plus rho for the water is 1,000 times 9.8 times 0.5 plus 850 is the density for the oil, times 9.8 times 0.3, so 0.3. All right, so if we combine all that, we get 1.087 times 10 to the 5th, and if we round it, we get 1.09 times 10 to the 5th pascals. All right, so we have more than one fluids there. Then you're going to calculate for each of the fluid, the pressure due to each of the fluid, and then we're going to add them together. All right, question 4. At what depth in a freshwater lake is the absolute pressure twice the atmospheric pressure? Okay, so when is the absolute pressure equal to twice the atmospheric pressure? Atmospheric pressure is P naught. So the equation for absolute pressure is P naught plus rho GH equal to 2 P naught. Okay, I'm going to subtract a P naught on both sides. So I end up with rho GH is equal to P naught. And then I solve for H. I'm going to divide rho G on both sides, and I get H is equal to P naught divided by rho G. Okay. Now I'm going to substitute. P naught is 1.013 times 10 to the 5th divided by 1,000 for the density times 9.8 for G, and we get 10.34 meters. So at 10.34 meters below the surface of the water, we have an absolute pressure that's twice the atmospheric pressure.